Welcome to PWR. Let's go. Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Okay, let's get straight into it, shall we? Welcome to this week's PWR, or what I've been playing, what I've been watching, what have I been reading, and I don't know. I never know what to do with my hands. I never know. Okay, so been a bit all over the place the last week with my gaming. I think Wednesday and Thursday I've just been so exhausted. I don't know why I'm so tired with work. It's just, I think the early mornings are catching up with me. I have got a bit of a cold coming. I don't know if you can pick it up in my voice. I haven't actually been for my morning run, so that might play a thing with my head. I don't know. Yeah, so I've had 2 nights where I didn't play anything. I was just sitting downstairs thinking, right, 5:30 now, I'll go up into the games room and play something. I'll leave it till 6:30. I'm still watching YouTube, you know, I've always got YouTube on, haven't I? Then basically I'm too tired to move from the sofa. Yeah, so what have I been playing? I've been playing, well, I played one evening, King of Fighters 98. I was debating whether to pick up King of Fighters 98 Final Edition. Went on sale. It's not on sale anymore. It's normally $12.99. It's the one that came out this year. And I was doing my research on it, like what is the difference in the version that I've got. And it turns out the version I've already got the digital copy of, from what I can tell, is the better version. So from doing my research, I had the itch to play it. So I played a little bit of King of Fighters 98, just messing around. And I was trying to not use my stick, just use the PlayStation 5 control pad. The reason, it's totally out of my comfort zone, but the main reason I want to do it is because I've discovered how to stream straight direct from my PS5 straight to YouTube. So rather than me do the 2006 way to stream, point my phone at the TV on the wonk kind of thing and capture it that way. You can hear my voice, but I got the fight stick on the go. But I figured out how to do it directly, but I haven't got, there's no built-in microphone on these fight sticks, but there is on the PlayStation 5 control pad. So I want to interact with people if they're making the effort to watch me live stream. I want to make the effort to talk. So I'm just trying to see if I can play these King of Fighters games with the control pad, not a stick. And the answer is no, I can't. I can play any other game, alright, without an arcade stick. Like Tekken, I'm better with a control pad than the arcade stick for some bizarre reason. I don't know if it's by design, but yeah, so I'm messing around with that, okay? Because I was going to live stream King of Fighters 98, but I thought, nah, better not. What else? Oh, last week then, I thought I hadn't played any Mortal Kombat 1, but all I've done, I haven't done any of the arcade mode, towers, invasions, I haven't played any of that. I've just been messing around with the fatalities, and I think every single day, most days of the week, I upload a short of a fatality, and I just love doing it, and I mess around with the music. I think my channel, I get most views on the shorts, so my channel mainly is a shorts channel. These are the videos all about just keeping you in the loop, just having a chat with you guys if anyone watches them. So I have actually played a little bit of that, just messing around with, like I said, the fatalities, okay? What else? So I played King of Fighters 98. I had no idea this game was going to show up. I bought it off PixnLove, and I was debating, almost regretted it, because I paid a little bit more for this game, and it's on Amazon for cheaper, but it's not out until I think the 4th of December, so it's not out till tomorrow. But I've lost faith in Amazon. Whenever I pre-order, I've tried it loads of times, an SNK game, it says, yeah, available for pre-order, and the day it comes out, actually they did it with Guilty Gear Strive as well, And they did it with the Capcom Fighting Collection. So I've lost kind of trust. I very rarely pre-order games. And I try not to pre-order games with Amazon. Because basically, they'll take your money and they'll say it's available for pre-order. The day of launch, it says, oh, we are unable to get this game. And it's like, so I could have pre-ordered it somewhere else. So the game I'm talking about is King of Fighters 13. I can't believe I've got it in my hand. Check out that cover, first of all. And there is a reversible cover as well. All right. I prefer... It's got that as well. Yeah, look at that. But I do prefer the one... It came this facing this side up, okay? And I basically... Knowing I can't play these games without my arcade sticks, okay? I was going to I just couldn't wait. Installed really quickly, and I just went live. But I think I had to put in no commentary or no voice or something like that. So I was talking to people through the chat, like I was typing while I was trying to play this game. I was exploring the roster. I can't believe it's in my hand. This is the sprite-based 2D. This is the pinnacle. This is the absolute, as good as it gets, best looking, best gameplay, sprite-based 2D anime fighting game ever. Okay, I love it. This is my favorite King of Fighters game of all time. It's in no matter what mood I'm in, it's always up there in my top 5 games of all time. So I know I'm on a budget. Christmas is coming. My motorbike was it £572 it's going to cost me to put right, because someone reversed into it and knocked it over and drove off. So I haven't really got money to go game hunting. It's too busy out there anyway. But this is a special game. So yeah, I had to break my little rule. No games in December, but that's the only game I bought, okay? And it's so good. So I did do a live stream. It is up on the channel if you wanna go and watch it. And I was exploring, like, it dawned on me, I've never played as Raiden. I played him in Capcom versus SNK 2. The big, not Mortal Kombat Raiden, the big, huge, like almost chubby, massive juggernaut of a kind of character, and he's pretty good fun, He might make an appearance in my team, my Tony's team. What else have I been playing? Then we played... So I didn't play anything... I think that was Tuesday we played that, okay? Then I didn't play anything Wednesday. I didn't play anything Thursday, but I wanted to make an effort. I really wanted to do Friday Night Fights, okay? So I'm playing with now, streaming through the PlayStation 5. It was the first time I played these games, the Capcom Fighting Collection, with my control pad. Thanks to everyone that stopped by on Friday Night Fights. What did we play? So we played Cyberbots. Great fun game. What a hidden gem. This is an amazing collection as well. If you're in and are in what you want to Father Christmas, I recommend this. It's quite reasonable now. We played... which one did we play? I think it's Vampire Hunter 2, didn't we? The Japanese version. It's only available in Japanese. Did okay there. Then I tried Hyper Street Fighter 2. That was the time where I was missing my weapon of choice, my Victrix Pro. I was okay on the early stages. I played as Ryu. But then, when it got to Akuma at the end, I think because I was panicking a little bit, on one of the stages, I didn't take any health off him. He battered me, and I was like, okay. Bit of me was tempted to just quickly plug that in to see the difference. Maybe I should have done it. But I was having conversations with people... I was enjoying myself, Then we played Gem Fighter or Pocket Fighter. Really good, fun old time. I was only streamed for like an hour or just over an hour on a Friday. Yeah, so I'm really, really glad I did that, okay? What else? I think then after that stream, I went down, seen to the dog. So I'm babysitting my mum's dog. So I got 2 border collies living with me this week. It's brilliant. Should see them when I'm in bed. One this side cutching. They get jealous of each other, and they both at one point had their noses there last night, like sniffing away while I was just lying there. And they were trying to be nice, but they was waking me up, that kind of thing. yeah, so after I seen to the dog, he's got medication and stuff. He's got to take it at specific times, so I'm quite strict with it. So seen to the dog, and I came back up to the games room and I stuck on some Street Fighter 6. Still playing through World Tour mode. The thing is now, I'm still on, my character's level 83, but I was like low level 83, I had like 100 XP, so I'm like I think I need another 10,000 XP to level up to level 84, but what a great game this is, you know. Probably going to be Game of the Year, spoiler. I can't see anything beating it. It shows how good this is, because if I'm comparing that with King of Fighters 13, which is the best King of Fighters, it shows that is a massive compliment for Street Fighter 6, isn't it? What else was I going to say about that? It's gone. Can't remember. So I played that, really enjoyed it. Played a little bit last night as well. And I've installed, I think I said it at the end last week on my PWR last week, I've installed Persona 5. So Persona 5 Royal, okay? It's the third time and the final time. I said, if I don't enjoy it this time, I'm going to trade it in. There's no point. I don't want anything in any game in my collection that I'm never ever going to play again. I've got one or two games that are absolutely terrible, but maybe I can, it's so bad it's good. Maybe I can do a YouTube video or something on, like Fightbox, for example. What a terrible game. Omen of Sorrow for the PS4. Maybe it's not terrible, but let's stick with Fightbox then. Terrible game. Maybe one day when I get a upgrade, some people are starting to comment now. You're getting a few views. Maybe it's time to invest in better capture cards or something like that. It's all done on my mobile phone, you know. But maybe if I do go the capture card route, I don't know. I know it's a lot of money to invest. Maybe I'll have a bit more fun with some of the old school PS1, PS2 titles, you know, because there's some trash on the PS2, okay? But going back to Persona 5 Royal, I got mixed feelings on it, okay? I've actually played it, I think I played it Sunday night. I played it last night, and I did play it one evening. Maybe I played it Friday as well, a little bit, okay? The reason it's hard to explain, okay? It's one of the worst games I've ever played. But stick with it, right, okay? But it's got a very interesting story. What is this game? I don't understand. I thought it was an RPG or a JRPG. When you actually get to fight, when the combat parts of the game, which are very rare, I'm about 3 hours in, okay, guys? I am enjoying it, but it is one of the worst, still, it's one of the worst games in my entire collection so far, okay? But the story is so interesting. I like the characters. This isn't really a spoiler, but the main guy, this guy here, he's sent to another school in a new town or something in Japan, where he gets involved. He's got a criminal record, basically. He rescues a woman from like a male attacker, and he's quite high up. He's either corrupt or he's got strings with the police force. So he kind of beats up this guy to protect this woman, but then because he beat the guy up, he's a teenager. He's still in high school, kind of thing. And the connections that this guy's got give him a criminal record, so he's sent to another town, and he's got this sponsor. The guy's like a cafe owner, and his room is upstairs in this cafe, and it's all about his first couple of days. Again, I'm only early into it, in this new high school, and there's all these rumours going around. Like, I'll do, like, when you walk past people, they're like, you can hear the girls talking, oh yeah, you heard he's a criminal, he did this, and the like Chinese whispers, it's very well done, okay? With the Chinese whispers, he's like, oh yeah, I heard he stabbed people, or he's probably got a gun on him, and it's just getting all these rumours are just like Chinese whispers spiraling out of control. I like the guy, he's met a new friend, but it feels like I'm watching a really, really good anime where I've just got to press X to skip to the next bit. You know, I'm not skipping through any of the story because I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's piqued my interest, it's got my interest, it's holding on to me. But as a game, I struggle to recommend it because it's terrible. It's... maybe terrible is a strong word. It's hard to explain my thoughts on it so far. But last night I was thinking, I just want to play a game. I wasn't in the mood to watch an anime. I was in the mood to play an RPG. I want to level my character up. I think we're up to level 5 already, somehow, okay? But am I missing something with it? I'm going to stick with it though, okay? I've heard it's quite a big game as well. It's a I don't know. When someone said to me RPG, I think like open world. You can go wherever you want and like level your character up loads of times. That's what I like. I like the journey of increasing the skill level of my characters. Maybe it's still in the prologue part of the game. That's what I'm hoping. And maybe it does open up. So it makes you think it's like very linear because you're very limited to where you can go. Okay, but yeah, I don't know. It's the best and the worst. Best of the best story-wise. So I think someone asked before, I was reading before, what's important, story, graphics or gameplay. Graphics, it's fine. I don't, like, graphics do impress me, but that's probably out of the three, that's the bottom priority, okay? But my number one is gameplay's is the number one, closely followed by story. But story, it's amazing. Gameplay, it's awful so far, but it's got potential. Does that make sense? I maybe rambled too much. I think maybe it's over my head. Maybe these games aren't for me, but I'm interested in the story. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, guys? So that's pretty much what I've been playing, okay? What have I been watching? I watched a good movie. I enjoyed it. Another movie that got panned by the critics. I watched on Netflix. They've just added Uncharted, the movie. I've obviously got all the Uncharted games. I even got, Lost Legacy or The Lost, whatever it's called. I played that game. That's a great game that was. Kind of a small game, but very, very good. Doesn't outstay its welcome. Yes, so it's starring Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland. Thing with Tom Holland, he's typecast now. He's Spider-Man to me. And he looks like, when he's jumping from box to box and doing all this like parkour stuff, I'm like, yeah, of course he can do that. It's Spider-Man, okay? Very well cast. Casting Mark Wahlberg as Sully, I don't know about that. But Mark Wahlberg, I'm a fan. I like his movies, you know. Marky Mark. Well, the notes have I got? Scottish guy was really, it was really funny. Where Spider-Man or Tom Holland can't understand him. He's beating him up and he's like, what? I really can't understand you. I can just about understand. But I can relate to him as well because when I moved to Carlisle, I know it's not Scotland, but the accent, from what I'm used to, a Welsh accent, or I actually lived in Exeter at the time, so almost like a Devon accent, you know. Going from that to Carlisle is it's pretty close to a Scottish accent. It took me a good couple of days to understand what anyone was saying to me, okay? No disrespect to Northerners, but our accents are very different, okay? So I was like, I could almost relate to it, but I could understand what the Scottish guy was saying. I think he was putting on the accent a bit thick as well and talking, but I just thought it was really funny. I got you, the reason it got panned was it was very unrealistic. But have you played the games? He jumps like he's Super Mario. He's very inconsistent if you're sticking with the games. 1 minute is a little jump, especially with the first Uncharted game. You think, I just got to jump from this boulder to this boulder. And he'll just drop down and die. You're like, what? Then later on, you get stuck. You think, where am I supposed to go now? And this just jump literally across the screen. And Nathan Drake goes, whoa. And he does the jump. He turns into Super Mario. So, straight off the bat, that scene where, I think the very first scene where he's, like, hanging on the edge of these, like, luggage things, you got the aeroplane, and they got, like, all these straps, things, like, floating behind the aeroplane, like the cargo, if you like, and it's all, like, he's climbing on the nets kind of thing. He wakes up and he's climbing on these nets, and he's jumping from one bit to the other bit. and this aeroplane says going 500 to 700 miles an hour in that direction. He's going against that and like jumping, just like the video game. But I think a lot of people got switched off very early on and got, that's stupid, turn this off. But it's based on a video game. You got to keep telling yourself. The one thing I thought was let it down was there was a couple of scenes where, you know, where Sully and Nathan Drake or Spider-Man are separated, but they're like in communication through their mobile phone, and they're like, Sully, you need to look for something interesting, and he'll go, found it straight away. Like he's on the street, there's all these things, and he finds exactly what he's looking for. And that happens a few times, I think, where Tom Holland or Spider-Man or Nathan Drake, where they walk into this new room and go, oh, that's what I'm looking for. They find it too quick. There's no like, not like Indiana Jones, when he's looking for stuff, for clues or whatever. It only takes like 10 to 15 seconds, but it makes it more believable. But in this movie, they just seem to find everything they're looking for. Like these 500 to 700-year-old rooms that they're in, that other people use, and they can just find and press the right thing straight away. That was my only criticism of it, but I really enjoyed it. Would I buy it? No. Would I watch it ever again? Probably not. But as something that's on Netflix, yes, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and yes, I would recommend it if you've already got Netflix, okay? Prime, haven't watched anything of note on Prime. YouTube, always watching YouTube. I'm YouTube's #1 fan. This week's channel of the week is, I've been subscribed to this channel for ages. I don't know why they haven't made my channel of the week, but it's Retro Ed UK, and the video is spending my eBay cash on juicy Game Boy titles. Alright, what a great video. First of all, I really love every single video Retro Ed does. It starts with a small little message where it's okay to talk, and then in the description it's got a link for like male suicide and stuff like that. So and I suffer with my mental health, I might do a video actually on mental health, because in my experience with these days, they get more miserable, these cold wet mornings, and it's harder to get out of bed, isn't it, than when it's blue sky, light evenings, the sun's up when you wake up at 4 in the morning, the sun's still up at 9 o'clock in the night. But then when you contrast it to like this weather, it is hard. It does take a toll on my experience, on my mental health, okay? But it's something I really, really do support as well. So if you are struggling with your mental health, do what I did, seek professional help. I didn't leave it too long because I'm still here, okay? But I'm going to do a video on this, but I'll briefly say, with the Samaritans, they're doing a program with the Network Rail, and funny enough, when I was living in Carlisle, I was going to do something silly, and at the railway station, you can probably work it out, and last resort, I was full of alcohol, but last resort, I saw this little sign saying Samaritans, and I phoned it, and I spoke to a woman, and she was fantastic. So if you're ever feeling low, seek professional help, and there's always there's other charities as well, and they're doing a fantastic job, okay? Right, very serious though, okay? Back to Retro Ed's channel. So yeah, spending my eBay cash on juicy Game Boy titles. So what Ed's done is he's sold a lot of his stuff, and he's raised about £1,500 to £1,800, okay? He's talking big cash, okay? But it's nice to see a pickups video. So if I just suddenly had £1,500, like the pickups, my wish list videos, that's where I'd be aiming at, you know. Maybe I would go for like Godzilla on the PlayStation 4 or King of Fighters 98 on the PS2. I would, if I had that kind of money. So Ed's living the dream. He's doing that basically. But I really like though, is he's, rather than just doing pickups, he's doing them by system or by console. So this one was the Game Boy one, obviously, okay? So it really does. I don't collect for the Game Boy. I had a Game Boy. The interesting thing with the Game Boy, it was the first time we ever had, or we were always a console behind. I've said this loads of times. Sega Mega Drive comes out. Then we had the Master System. The N64, it was a couple of months before the N64 comes out. Then we had a Super Nintendo. So we were always like playing catch up. The advantage was the games were a lot cheaper, okay? But my parents, it was hard to explain to my parents. Like, I said I want a Sega Mega Drive. They were like, Sega's a Sega. They all play games. It says Sonic there and Sonic. But if you're a gamer, you know there's hell of a difference, isn't there, okay? So we were always one behind. But the Game Boy was the one that we had when it was current gen. I don't know how we just had the Game Boy, because the Game Boy had a long lifespan as well, didn't it? And we had it for years. Do you know what I mean? It really was a great system, but for some reason I haven't got back into collecting for it. I was tempted to buy an Analog Pocket. Main reason was for the Game Gear and the Game Boy games, okay? And the Neo Geo Pocket as well. But this video really, really wants me to get into collecting Game Boy games, okay? The big hitters was, you had Pro Protector and Double Dragon. Oh yeah, baby. 2 really good games on the Game Boy. I think I've got Pro Protector on the Contra collection though, but it'd be cool to play it on the original hardware, you know. So I might one day. I probably, like in the Cardiff gaming market, they had Game Boys, modded ones. I'm probably going to go that route, because I think the original Game Boy, 50 Shades of Green, which you can hardly see, wasn't backlit. It'd have to be backlit. So I'm probably going to be on the lookout, maybe the middle of next year or the end of next year, when my finances are in a little bit better shape. I might go for a modded Game Boy, you know. Yeah, but what a great video. I really did enjoy it, and he shows gameplay as well. So he's played a lot of these games. Well, again, with my pickups videos, a lot of the games I haven't played, so I'm just showing, this is what I bought. This is what I bought. So I haven't actually got that. I haven't actually played them. And a lot of the time I'm live anyway. So I've literally just come through the door, and let's get YouTube on the go. But yeah, what a great video. So it was Retro Ed UK, and the video was spending my eBay cash on juicy Game Boy titles. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm watching a lot more pickups videos because I'm having withdrawals, I think, because some months I go every single weekend, and I'm buying games on eBay throughout the week as well. So yeah, no wonder I'm skint. But yeah, great video, Ed. Keep up the good work. What have I been reading? I wonder. Long Live Mortal Kombat, round 1. Okay, we are coming to the end of the book, I suppose, now. What page am I on? 430 odds. I've only got that. But it's actually less reading. There's about 100 pages at the end, right? I reckon I've probably got just over. There's like notes, like where he got all his sources from. There's 100 pages of that. So I probably got about 100 pages left. I normally read about 100 pages a week anyway, and was trying to drag this book out till Christmas, but I don't know. I've got so many books. I think I got backlog of games. Should see me my backlog of books, you know, that's no joke. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna drag it out till Christmas. Okay. What notes have I made? This was interesting. So I knew it, but I didn't realise. So obviously Mortal Kombat 3 came out on the Genesis or Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo. But on the next gen consoles, it only actually came out on the Sony PlayStation, didn't it? And Sony paid Midway $12 million to have that, this is a word I struggle to say, exclusivity. I can't say it. For it to be an exclusive, I'll reword it then. So Sony paid, cut that out. Sony paid Midway $12 million for it to be a PlayStation exclusive. So it didn't come out on the Dreamcast or any of the other consoles, okay? Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 did, but it shows they really were a big deal, weren't they? They were such a big player, okay? I had no idea. I was aware of it, but I didn't know how much Sony paid, how much money was going on. This is in the 90s. God knows with inflation how much that is now. Oh yeah, there was a couple of chapters in the box. It's everything you'd ever want to know about Mortal Kombat 1, or Mortal Kombat, I can't call it Mortal Kombat 1, so Mortal Kombat to Mortal Kombat 4, okay, including the movies, everything about it, okay, tournaments, it's all in that massive, amazing book, okay. But it's the first time I read 1 or 2 chapters and it was boring. It didn't appeal to me, but it had to be in there because it was covering everything. It was about like the hackers and people that would download the codes of the game, and people that would fix, like fans would fix the games and add characters into different variations of the games and stuff like that, you know. Yes, it had to be in it, but it just didn't interest me. I was just reading, and it was just words. It wasn't really going in. So I was reading about 20, 30 pages, and I was like, nah, I don't know about this. But then it went back into more interesting stuff. That might be interesting for you, but if you want to know, it has to be in there because it's the complete history of these games, and it is part of the history, okay? Then last night I was reading about the Mortal Kombat HD collection that came out. I think it was only digital, wasn't it? On the PS3 and the Xbox 360 and PC, I think. But what I didn't know, okay, was because those are fondly remembered, but it was almost like it got criticised because it was like a lazy port, I think I read in the reviews at the time. So I stayed away from them. But Sony bought out Midway, or Warner Brothers, so Sony owns Warner Brothers. It's mad that all these companies own umbrella companies or whatever, yeah. So basically, Midway now, John Tobias had moved on, Ed Boon is still there, and Sony wanted to have the Mortal Kombat trilogy to be a 3D. So when those games came out, I remember I was working in Curry's, and 3D was, I suppose it is a fad, wasn't it? But all the top of the range TVs, especially the Panasonic and the Sony tellies, with those 3D ones, you have to wear those big 3D glasses, and this is the future. Amazing, especially the Panasonic 3D tellies, right? I remember watching a demo of Avatar, and it was incredible. But Sony, to sell the TVs, they were looking at it from a business point of view. They wanted that trilogy to be 3D. And it went from quite an easy port to really hard, where they can't just press a button and the game goes like a thing goes across the screen. Oh, it's 3D now. They had to like recast all the characters to use this other equipment, and the backgrounds had to be 3D. But then the 3D takes up more memory on the discs and stuff like that. And they really tried their hardest, and they nearly got there, but Sony kept rejecting it because it wasn't showing the TV, the technology of the TV, off good enough. And they delayed it. Sony said, you got 2 more months then. And they were like, we've got to do 3 games in 2 months. And they were nowhere near, okay? So it wasn't realistic expectations, okay? So it was like, what you see loads of videos now about like development hell. So they really did try their best, and they could have had something. It would have been cool as hell to play the original Mortal Kombat trilogy in 3D, do you know what I mean? But then they just put the idea and said, we'll just squash it and just put out the normal 3, just port them straight over kind of thing. So I had no idea the amount of work, and these people were, I know Ed Boon and John Tobias, when the arcade games came out, they would pull, they'd work months, 7 days a week, silly hours, 16 hours a week, some sleeping in the office on sofas and stuff. They wouldn't leave the office for days, do you know what I mean? The amount of work went into these games. But yeah, I thought that was interesting that Sony were looking at it. They bought them and thought, right, we're going to get Mortal Kombat to sell our TVs, you know? So that was a nice bit of history, I thought. And it makes you think, what could have been? All right, there we go. I think we've rambled enough now, okay, guys? What have you been playing? Let me know in the comments. What have you been watching? And what have you been reading? Let me know. I do read all my comments. There we are. We'll cut it off there. Hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.